everyone, how you doing today? My name's Kirsty and today I'm asking you a simple question. Do you wanna be a buddy? Yes, on today's video I'm talking about buddy reads, or more specifically books that I really would like to buddy read with people. I don't necessarily mean every single one of these has to be a buddy read, but I've picked out a few books that for either I've been putting off for far too long, I know I'm not going to read on my own, or I just feel will be a lot more fun to read with friends. If there's anybody watching this and you go, oh, I've either read this and would love to reread it, it's one of my favourite books and I really want to see her reactions, so I'll reread it with her, or something, or you yourself own it and need a little bit of motivation to read, let me know in the comments or let me know via Twitter or whatever and get in touch with me and we can sort something out for some time because it'll be really fun. First up we have Scythe by Neil Shusterman. I started this by myself. I've even got the bookmark still in it and I'm going to take that out and reclaim it because I've been looking for that. I got to page 24, I read the first chapter, I thought it was going to be really good. I just haven't then picked it back up again. And this follows two young people training to become scythes, who are basically like the reapers, and in this world death doesn't happen unless you are reaped. These kids are now training to become the next reapers, and I think there's a romance in here and there's some other stuff and it's a dystopia type setting, to my understanding. Then we have Red Rising, which is again another one that I started. I read the first chapter of and I thought it had an interesting enough premise, but I've also read and heard some very worrying things about this book. I know loads of people love it, but the things that I've heard that are negative are things I personally absolutely despise in books. So now I'm very, very reluctant, and I feel like having a buddy there to read it will make me more likely to actually want to pick it up, maybe. Next up we have one that I've been reluctant to get to because of the mythology aspect, and that is Daughter of Darkness by Kat and Liz Core. I created some wax melts that went into Paper Orange's box last year that had this book, and Hotkey Books very kindly sent me a finished copy of the book. I started it, I got 60 or so pages in, but there was just so much information. You can see on the very first page I'm confused, there's question marks, I'm like, I don't know. And yeah, I was just struggling to get into this one, and I'm not really a big Greek mythology reader, so I feel like teaming up with someone who does love mythology would be great for this one, because maybe their passion for it will help boost me to read it, and they can probably help me to understand who's what and what's where. This one's makes me sad, but I've got Vespa Team by Margaret Rogerson. Again, I started this, I read the first chapter, but I got very overwhelmed. I think there was a lot of information that was given to us very quickly, and it was quite a religious heavy book. Like, there's quite a lot of themes of religion in this, and there was just a lot that went on even in the first chapter. And again, maybe because I had time away from it I can go back and do it myself. Again, maybe I'll just enjoy reading it with somebody else, especially as Margaret Rogerson. I've had one book that's one of my all-time favourites. I've got another book that was okay, so I'm hoping that this will help me boost her into all-time favourites list of authors. Next up we have Defy the Night by Bridget Kemmerer. I know I've put this one off because I DNF'd the Cursebreaker series, and so I'm not sure if I do even want to read this because I'm not sure if I like her writing. So again, having someone to read it with might just encourage me to give it a try at the very least. Then we have The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin. I'd kind of like to buddy read this because from what people have said about the reaction, I feel like it would be really awesome to share this with someone. I don't really know anything about this. All it says is there's like a fifth season. I've deliberately kept myself in the dark about what this book is exactly about. I just know it's written in second person, so it has the you perspective, which I've read enough fanfiction on AO3 I'm used to that perspective, especially with reader insert books. I'm used to that. It's not my favourite, but I can deal with it. I know a lot of people absolutely despise it. I quite like that format. When it's done right, I really like it. And I just feel like from what people have said with it being on their all-time favourite lists and things, that this will just be a really fun experience to share with someone as I'm having it. But otherwise, I will just find someone who I know loves it and just gush to them. Then we have Raybearer by Jordan Ifweko, and again, this is one I know for a fact I just haven't picked up because it's pretty and it's beautiful, but the contents and what I read on the back, I don't know why, but I do really want to give it a go and I really want to try. It's one of those where there was tons of hype around it at first and then suddenly I never ever hear anyone talking about it. So I'm worried that maybe it was really, really hyped and then people actually read it and now it's not enjoyed as much. I don't know. But for some reason, it just has never really come back onto my radar. So again, maybe I just need a friend to read it with to give me the boost to pick the damn thing up. And then my final book on this list is one that I think I need someone to read it with purely so they can... I need to read it with someone who's either already read it and knows what the hell is going on, or someone who is a lot smarter than me, because I've been told that this book is very confusing and that most people spend till the very end not having a clue what's actually happening and struggling to break it all down. And that is Gideon the Ninth. You do not know how intimidated I am by this book, but also how super freaking excited I am. I don't tend to read sci-fi spacey books. And then add to the fact that people have said that this is also confusing as hell for 90% of it. Maybe I need someone smarter than me to read it with so they can maybe understand and explain it to me. So there you have it. There's just a few books that I ideally would like to buddy read, and if I don't get anybody that wants to buddy read them, I will eventually get around to reading them on my own. It's just a case of who the heck knows when. So yeah, if you are interested in doing a buddy read with me at any point in the year, it doesn't have to be straight away, we can even buddy it for next year, let me know. We can do it over a week, a month, if you want to do it over a quarter, that is absolutely fine. And yeah, it would just be really lovely to have a few more buddy reads this year. I had a couple more that I was supposed to do last year. I think I was actually meant to do the 5th season with someone last year, but I cannot for the life of me remember who it was. And I only ended up doing one buddy read last year, but I've done 2 this year and I do quite enjoy them. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you would like to do any buddy reads. Have you yourselves got any buddy reads lined up this year? Let me know what you're planning on buddy reading with people. Also, if you know of any readathons or any group book clubs that might be doing any of these books throughout the year or any of these series, that would be great. I hope you're all good, I hope you're staying safe, and until next time, bye!